perhaps you're like my husband, who has been collecting gray t-shirts as if they were a rare endangered species. Or perhaps you're more like my friend, who bought these leather pants in 1997 to wear to a Spice Girls concert and is holding on to them because she's sure they're going to come back in vogue. Or perhaps you're like one of my clients who used to shop exclusively at Anthropologie and ModCloth and has since transitioned to BCBG and Guess. She's left with nothing that communicates within her closet, and if you're in this situation, perhaps you have a disjointed den. If you have a closet full of stained, blasted, covered in holes, maybe you have a rubbish bin. Or if on the other hand, you have a closet full of skirts that won't zip up or trousers that are swimming off of you, you might be a victim of a torture chamber. Welcome to the Cardigan Empire channel, and today we are going to be diagnosing closets. We are going to do some fashion medicine and introduce you to the 5 closet dysfunctions that I have encountered most during my many years as a closet analyst. So let's start out with one of the most common ones, the torture chamber. So within this ambry lies clothes with the power to inflict self-flagellation or holy glorification. And this is mainly determined by size. We have smallish clothes, we have mediumish clothes, and we have largish clothes. And if the wearer is able to get into the smallish clothes with minimal wrestling, then the day is deemed good and the wearer is deemed good. And if not, well, you can guess what happens. Now, clothes do not exist to reward or punish us. Clothes exist to serve and clothe us. That is all they do. They introduce us, they can do good work for us, but we do not exist to serve the clothing. So we need to move that past that dysfunction. The next one that I encounter a lot of times is the archive. Now the archive is where the closet owner has chosen to walk down memory lane every single time they get dressed. So within there, they have the outfit they wore on their first date with a significant other, as well as the outfit that they wore on their favorite episode of Breaking Bad. Really, these clothes have nothing to do with a functional day-to-day purpose. It really has everything to do with the nostalgia that is tied to them. What we need to do is untie them from these clothes and either designate a new room or quilt or whatever have you to now house these items, but they do not belong in your closet. Your closet is your day-to-day go workers. We need to make sure that we can get to them without any interference. We need to make sure that we have clean access to everything that we're really going to wear. The other one that you need to be aware of as you're addressing closet maladies is the rubbish bin. Now, when you open a rubbish bin, you always know you have one because it kind of vomits on you as you open up the closet. The clothes are not organized, they're not hung, they're just kind of all over the place. And you have items in there with tags on them, but they're rumpled up in a corner. And most likely, most of the items in there are dirty, that you might find different holes, but nothing really works because it's kind of all over the place. This is a really easy one to fix. It's just, you know, a quick mend there, a wash here, but we really just need to get it organized and ready to go so that you can be ready at a moment's notice and not have a fashion crisis at the last moment. Another common closet malady, the disjointed den. Basically what's happening within this closet is we have different languages that aren't able to translate and communicate with each other. Over here, it's Spanish, over here it's Japanese, and there is no meeting. We can't make outfits because it's like polar opposites that are like magnets pushing each other apart. Is it okay to mix and match signature styles? Absolutely. It makes it more unique, it makes it more interesting. But we have to have a common language. Let's create our own Spanglish. Let's make sure we know what language we're talking so that it all blends together, and that you make sure you have those kind of neutral pieces that pull it all into one piece. Now, our final item that we will encounter is kind of the opposite of the last one. It's what we call the repeat. Now what happens is a repeat is, imagine that you walked into Steve Jobs' closet and there you open it up and you saw his hundreds of different black turtlenecks, his hundreds and dozens of Levi jeans, and all of his New Balance shoes. It's all a repeat. Now, we might not get so caricatured in your closet, but would we walk in and find 20 different types of black cardigans? It's a possibility. And if you see yourself in that, what we need to do is push yourself. Fashion is an opportunity to really define yourself. And you don't say this, you don't tell somebody the same story every time you see them, so why would you wear the same outfit? Make sure that you have something to match your different moods to really be able to express yourself, because clothing is your opportunity to introduce yourself without ever opening your mouth. So make sure you're saying something interesting.